Okay. So have you ever noticed that, like, talking to certain people, it just feels good?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like it's like a mental massage. You know what I
It's
mean?
refreshing.
It's refreshing. Exactly.
Yeah.
So today we're doing a deep dive into this list of 15 reasons why talking to that person,
Okay.
the one who just gets you why it feels so amazing.
All right.
So we're going to be exploring those reasons, but like more importantly, can we apply those insights
Yeah.
to other relationships in our lives?
I think that's a great question, and I love that you're focusing on that because I think sometimes we have these people in our lives where things just click
Right.
and we take it for granted. So
Exactly.
I think it's really valuable to break down what's actually happening there, and then, as you said, how can we apply it to other relationships?
Yeah, and what's fascinating about this list is it really highlights those small everyday interactions. You know,
Right.
it's not about the grand gestures.
Yeah.
It's about the subtle ways we connect on a deeper level.
Right, exactly. And I think it all boils down to something called psychological safety.
Okay.
And this is really the foundation for any kind of meaningful
I
interaction.
like this, psychological safety.
Yeah, so think of it like this. When you feel safe to be vulnerable,
Okay.
to express your true thoughts and feelings without the fear of being ridiculed or rejected,
Right.
that's when that genuine connection it can start to blossom.
So true. So the list starts with this kind of cluster of reasons, right, around authenticity and acceptance.
Okay.
It's about being able to truly be yourself.
Yes.
No judgment, no need to like put on a show.
Totally.
I mean, doesn't that just sound amazing? I
Absolutely.
know I crave
I
that.
think we all do.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes me think of point number 3 on the list about feeling comfortable asking even the most basic questions without feeling dumb. We've
Yeah.
all been there, right?
Oh, more time.
You're like afraid to ask for clarification because you think you should know the answer.
You're like, I should know this.
Exactly.
I don't want to seem stupid, group.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
So why is that freedom to ask to admit we don't know something so important?
Well, it's crucial for growth, and it
Yeah.
ties directly into, I think, the next theme on this list, which is by deep listening and understanding.
Yes. Number 2 on the list really hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It says they truly listen, not just waiting for their turn to speak.
Right.
They're present, attentive,
Yeah.
making you feel like what you say actually matters.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced that where someone is just so present with you?
Yes, it's a rare and precious thing, and it goes beyond just hearing the words, right?
Right.
It's about empathy.
Okay.
It's about paying attention to body language.
Oh, yeah.
It's reflecting back what you've heard to make sure that you understand it correctly.
Okay.
And active listening, as it's often called, has been shown to have incredible benefits
I believe it.
for both the listener and the speaker.
Yeah.
Studies have linked it to increased feelings of validation and reduced stress.
Wow. It's amazing how something as simple as listening can have such a powerful impact.
Really is.
But let's not forget the fun factor.
Yeah.
Point number 5 mentions laughing together for no particular reason.
Right.
That easy shared joy. I mean, that's magical.
It is.
I'm thinking about those times when you just burst out laughing with someone
Yes.
and you can't even explain why.
Totally.
It's just pure connection.
Yeah, laughter is an incredible bonding agent.
Okay.
It releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals in our brain.
Uh-huh.
It helps reduce stress hormones like cortisol.
Oh, wow.
But it's also about that shared sense of humor, that unspoken understanding of what tickles you both.
Yes, it's like you're both in on the same inside joke, even if there isn't one.
Right, exactly.
It creates this instant sense of camaraderie.
Totally.
And speaking of being in sync, let's move on to the theme of thoughtfulness and respect.
Okay, yeah, these are the small gestures that speak volumes.
Yes.
Remembering details, practicing basic etiquette, like not interrupting.
Right.
These things show that you care
Yeah.
and you respect the other person's time and feelings.
Like point number 7 mentions, they remember those seemingly insignificant details.
Yes.
It could be your favorite coffee
Uh-huh.
or something you mentioned in passing weeks ago.
Right.
It just shows they were really present with you,
Yeah.
even if it was just for a fleeting moment.
Exactly. And it makes you feel seen.
So true.
Right.
It really does.
And those small acts of remembering, they build trust.
Uh-huh.
They contribute to that feeling of psychological safety that we were talking about earlier.
I see.
So when you feel safe and respected, you're much more likely to open up and share those deeper parts of yourself, which leads us to support and encouragement.
This is where things get real.
Yes.
being able to confide in someone,
Right.
share your fears and vulnerabilities
What?
without fear of judgment,
Exactly.
like it says in point number 9.
Yeah,
I mean, that's incredibly powerful.
it is.
Have you ever experienced the relief of just letting it all out to someone who truly cares?
It's such a
It
release.
is.
And it really speaks to the importance of having a supportive network.
Right.
This is crucial for our emotional well-being. Knowing that you have someone who will listen without judgment, offer encouragement, and help you process your emotions can make all the difference in the world.
And sometimes just knowing there is enough, like it says in point number 13,
Right.
that steady presence, that silent understanding
Yes.
can be incredibly comforting.
Absolutely. It's like having a safe harbor in a storm.
So true. And finally, let's talk about mutual growth and inspiration.
Okay.
Healthy relationships can be a catalyst for personal growth, right?
Yes.
Helping us become better versions of ourselves without pressure or judgment.
Totally.
Like in point number 15, they inspire you to be a better person simply by being who they are.
I love that.
I think we've all met someone like that, someone who just radiates this positive energy that rubs off on you.
Yeah.
And it's just incredibly inspiring.
It's the power of positive influence, often referred to as mirroring.
Mirror.
Yeah. So our brains are wired to adapt to our social environments.
Okay.
We unconsciously absorb qualities from those we spend time with. So
Interesting.
surrounding yourself with people who embody the traits that you admire can be incredibly motivating.
It's like osmosis.
It is like osmosis.
So what does all this mean for us?
Well, I think the takeaway here
Yeah.
is that these qualities that make certain conversations so fulfilling,
Uh-huh.
they're not limited to one special person.
Right.
We can find them, cultivate them, and strengthen them in all of our relationships.
So it begs the question, what qualities do we value most in our conversations?
Yeah,
And how can we bring more of those elements into our own interactions?
exactly. And, thinking about this in a very practical sense.
Yeah.
Could you be a better listener?
Okay.
Could you be more present?
Uh-huh.
Could you be more thoughtful?
Right.
Maybe it's about making that conscious effort to remember those small details about the people that we care about.
Yes.
Or simply creating that safe space for them to be themselves.
Right.
To open up without fear of judgment.
Yeah.
And I think with a little effort, we can turn any conversation into something special.
Totally.
Something that leaves both people feeling heard, understood, and connected.
Exactly. So well said. I think that's a great place to wrap up
Okay.
this deep dive.
All right. Sounds good.
So until next time.
See ya.